Hi, my name is Jeff Hewitt, General Manager here at Bryan Cullen Motors, and today we are talking about the 2027 Chevrolet Bolt RS. Make sure you click the link at the top of the description. That'll connect you with one of our experts so you can start a conversation. So this is the 2027 Bolt RS. Now, Bolt started way back in 2017. We did a really great job here at Bryan Cullen Motors as a Bolt dealer. Then a little later on, they came out with something called the Bolt EUV, and then tragically, they decided they weren't gonna build it anymore. Well, guess what? Back due to popular demand, the Bolt is back. It's basically based off of the EUV platform that we used to know and love, but what's different? Well, everything. It's amazing what they've done with this vehicle. It looks very similar, but it is completely different, and I'm gonna explain why. Okay, so this is an RS, so we're gonna talk about the RSy stuff first, right? Because that's a little different than what it used to be. So on the RS, they all come with these standard black wheels. Actually, I think that makes the vehicle look terrific. Love the accents against the rest of the vehicle. Of course, black accents. This is all typical RS, and if you've seen any of our other GM SUV videos, you'll notice that this is sort of a continuation and it's part of the family. It's part of the family structure. I actually think it looks great. But this is standard equipment on Bolt RS, you know, and this is a subcompact SUV. It's smaller than the compact. This is a subcompact SUV, but it's amazing the kind of size and space you get. But coming down, the black continues all the way down the side, and then you come to the back of the car. Let's take a look at some of the cargo space, and then when we get around the other side, we're going to talk about some other differences. Now, this is something I love about Bolt. This is a subcompact, but you've got space here. These seats can go down flat, and so you get all kinds of cargo room. So even though it's a subcompact, there's a ton of space inside. Now, when we look in the back here, here's one of the things that I love about what we're doing. We've got this extra compartment in here where there's a ton more space. So you've got 2 levels of storage. You can take this all the way out so you can have access to the whole thing, but we have some fun stuff hiding. There's 2 very plain looking boxes. So what are these boxes? This is part of the public charging package that is on this vehicle. So part of the public charging package is adapters between different styles of charging. If you pull up to a Tesla charger, no problem, you can just plug this right in. If you pull up to an old style charger, we've got different versions of it. You're gonna be able to get charged, and I love having this package on the Bolt. Make sure you're ordering this when you get your car. So I said everything changed. Well, here's some of the things that changed. First of all, Bolt is now the least expensive car that you can get with an electric power plant that delivers over 400 kilometers of range. And actually, to be exact, if you charge this vehicle to 100%, you get 422 kilometers of range. There is nothing out there in the Canadian marketplace that can touch it. And of course, it qualifies for the $5,000 federal government rebate that was just recently announced. That makes this incredible value. But let's take a look at this charge port up here. So of course, this is the new NAC style charge port. Obviously, this is the same as the Tesla port. So that means it's capable of charging at thousands of chargers across North America. And you've got the adapter. So it doesn't matter where you go, if there's a charger, you can plug in. And here's one of the other great things about the new Bolt versus the old Bolt. This actually charges 2.5 times faster than the old Bolt did. So the reason for that, it's got a 150 kilowatt charging module in this vehicle, so it can accept the charge really fast. And so not only does it have greater range than it used to, it's actually got the best range in its class. And oh, by the way, you can charge it anywhere because we've got all the adapters. As a matter of fact, at a DC fast charger, you can actually go from 10 to 80% charge in just 26 minutes. So realistically, that's amazing convenience. You know, you stop at a DC fast charger, grab yourself a coffee, you're on the road again with 80% charge. Terrific. Okay, so here we are, we're inside Bolt RS, and I gotta tell you, this is a thing about electric vehicles. You get in, you close the door, it starts. And actually, we could just pull away right now. The vehicle's running. We're just gonna stay in demo mode here. So we have a couple of screens here. Your first impression when you get inside this is a sub $50,000 vehicle. It's well under $50,000. Really nicely equipped. You have the EvoTech interior, you got floor liners, of course it's an RS, that's the upper trim level, power sunroof, everything you could possibly imagine. You've got an 11.3 inch screen, plus an 11 inch driver information center, Google built in, it's all here. Now here's some of the cool things they did with Bolt. So I said earlier, the range is now 422 kilometers on a full charge. There's a couple ways they did that. Obviously, there's been some improvements in battery technology, and it's amazing how these evolve. As a matter of fact, when they first announced that this was coming coming out, they were saying it was going to have 410 kilometers of range. And so by the time they actually got to production, they found more range. The engineers at Chevrolet are always working on this, which is really a cool thing. The other interesting thing is that they actually reconfigured the electric motors and how they were going to operate. So now we have an electric motor that makes a little less torque, but with gearing, it actually keeps its acceleration slightly better than it used to be, and it has more horsepower and it has more range. Differences between the old car and the new car from a drivability point of view, you're not going to find that's given up anything even with a lower torque number. What you're going to find is that it's gained range, it's gained high-end power. It's really a terrific job that they did with these vehicles. But in here, we've got our displays, and of course, it's an EV, so you're going to have a couple of extra toggles. Of course, there's charging. So when you're charging your vehicle, you can decide if you want to charge to 80% or to 100%. There's a charge assist. You can schedule it at home just to run at night, which is where most people are going to do their charging. Now remember, this does have the adapters in it, so even if you have an old style charger at home, let's say you have a Bolt now and you want to upgrade to a new Bolt, no problem. We've got the adapter. You don't have to change your home charger. Really quite slick. The other really interesting thing is they talk about charging to 100% or charging to 80%. What's been discovered industry-wide is that it's always best to charge these batteries to 80%. You can charge them to 100%. It's not like it sets the car on fire or anything like that. It's just fine. But the batteries don't need conditioning as often and they last longer if you charge to 80%. The other part of that equation is between 80 and 100%, it takes a lot more power to actually get them to 100%, because as the battery gets full, they have to keep on jamming electricity into it, and you lose a little more power due to heat, just parasitic loss. So for everyday driving, just driving around town and stuff like that, personally, I drive an EV. All I do is I only ever charge to 80%, but if I know I've got to take a trip or I've got to do a whole bunch of running around, then I'll charge it to 100. So it sort of becomes part of your normal routine. It's really not that challenging. But anyways, we got beautiful, clean displays. Like I said, you do have the extra charging display, but of course you've got everything else that you could possibly need to connect to your phone, all your controls. Really beautiful setup. Now, let's see here. So this is a subcompact EV, right? And I'm just gonna set this up the way that I would like to drive. I'd probably push it back just a little bit. We're just about there. So let me go sit in the back and see what it's like sitting behind me. So this is what's incredible. I'm sitting behind myself and yeah, okay, my legs are bent and my head is almost touching the ceiling, but you know what? I'm back here, I'm almost 6 feet tall and I have great space. You do have a center fold down here with some cup holders and it's an armrest. You've got USB charging ports right there to be really handy. This is really a terrific interior in this size of vehicle. Oh, there's one more thing I got to show you. Let's go up front again. So this is me almost everywhere I go. I've got my Yeti water bottle, I've got my Yeti coffee, and I thought this was really a neat idea that they did with Bolt, is that we have adjustable cup holders. So you can configure these any way you want depending on what you're holding. And actually, I think I might be able to make that just a little firmer. And there we go. I've got that one in there, and I can put this one here, or I could put it down here. And I think this is kind of a slick thing because I can tell you that when my wife and I go out, we always have at least 3 of these things in the car. It makes sense that you would be able to set it up any way that works for you, depending on what your beverage holder is of choice. Just really smart thinking. I love the extra little compartments here. You do have an inductive charge port here for your phone. Really well thought out. Love how this vehicle's set up. So this is the Bolt RS, and it has the convenience package. It has the floor liners, as I showed you. It's got some really cool things. So in that convenience package, we got a few more things going on. We have the surround vision. So you'll notice up front here, there's actually a camera in the nose of the vehicle. And so that is giving you part of that surround vision. There's also cameras underneath the mirrors, of course, cameras in the back. So when you're parking the vehicle, you can actually see your entire parking spot. I know it's small, but it's a handy feature. Other things that can do, it has the digital rear view mirror. So all of this is coming in at $49,494 is your MSRP. You take off $5,000 from the government and you've got great value in this vehicle. Make sure you come down and see us here at 386 Ontario Street in St. Catharines. Brian Cullen Motors. Make sure you come down and see us and test drive one today.